You're watching Fox 7 5.
It is day 2 of the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. A lot of people are still talking about Senator Bernie Sanders' speech. Did it really do anything to bring the party together?
Together, my friends, we have begun a political revolution to transform America, and that revolution, our revolution, continues. Election days come and go, but the struggle of the people to create a government which represents all of us and not just the 1%, that struggle continues.
Joining us now to talk more is the GOP consultant, Matt Mackowiak, and Philip Martin, the Deputy Director of Progress Texas. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Philip, it took a while in Bernie's speech to get around to supporting Hillary Clinton for president last night. Do you think that was on purpose?
Well, I think what Bernie Sanders needed to do last night was first make sure his supporters heard from him directly and got to celebrate his campaign. I think he did that first, and then later on in the speech, he went in to fully embrace Secretary Clinton and her policies and laid an argument out that showed that what they are going to continue in the next 4 years with Hillary Clinton as president will be a fulfillment of what the Sanders campaign wanted in most parts. He could have spoken about her a little earlier in his speech, but overall, I think he did an excellent job and is probably everything Secretary Clinton could ask for.
Matt Mackowiak, was that speech enough to bring the Democrats together?
Yeah, I would agree with the last thing Philip said. I think from the Clinton campaign standpoint, they probably thought it was the best they could hope for Bernie Sanders. I do agree. I think it took longer than 10 minutes of the speech for him to even mention Hillary's name. But look, he had a difficult task. He has some sort of dead-enders there that will never accept Hillary, that still believe Bernie should be the nominee, even though it's not going to happen. But he also really wants to bring people on board and unify the party. And so I do think last night there was obviously a difference between the #2 finisher in the Democratic Party, Bernie Sanders, giving a full-throated endorsement of Hillary, versus the #2 finisher on the Republican side, and Ted Cruz refusing to do that on the convention stage last week. So we'll see what happens. I did see at the Texas delegation breakfast this morning, you know, there was a lot of fighting over Bernie supporters that didn't want to support Hillary versus those who do. So I don't think the party's fully unified, but I think Bernie Sanders has done more than enough from his standpoint in terms of bringing the unity together.
Okay. Philip, what else needs to be done to really bring those Bernie Sanders voters over to Hillary Clinton's camp? What does she need to do?
Yeah, well, I think what she needs to do is utilize him as best as possible in the months leading up to the election. Ideally, she would ask him, and he would agree to speak on college campuses, speak in popular areas around the country, where she could use the boost and young turnout, make sure that his voters are there for her come November. Look, I voted for Bernie Sanders in the primary. I'm going to be happy to vote for Secretary Clinton in the general, and I believe that most Democrats at the end of the day are going to do that, especially with Donald Trump on the other side of the ticket.
Speaking of Donald Trump, Matt Mackowiak, obviously Republicans are hoping that this divide is not put back together on the Democrat side. Do you think they will finally unify, or will a lot of these Bernie supporters vote for Jill Stein?
Yeah, it remains to be seen. Look, you know, party delegates are the most plugged in, the people that care most about these things, the most active sort of grassroots folks in the party. I'm not sure that they necessarily reflect the broader electorate. I do think, and I believe this since last night, since I really started thinking about it, I think there's a chance Donald Trump is going to win more Democratic votes than Hillary is going to win Republican votes. The question is, does Trump lose more Republican votes than Hillary loses Democratic votes? That's why unity matters so much. The nominees have to get 90, 92, 94% of their party outward from there, and trying to get you know, moderate voters from the other side, and of course independents. And so we'll see. Look, I think both parties are dealing with problems unifying their vote, and that's why you're seeing more than half of the electorate is dissatisfied with both choices. So I think this is a very competitive election, and we'll see what the polls show after the Democratic convention in terms of the head-to-head matchup.
Okay, we've got to wrap it up. Philip, Matt, thank you both very much.
Thanks.
Thanks.